we're not, you know, in the dumpster yet, so we're not winning the die roll this time around. That's okay. We can tread Mayan 90. He's showing a Lurrus, Path, this, we have Springleaf Drum. We're gonna keep this hand. Not super exciting, doesn't have Hardened Scales. Oh, he has a burn. Okay, so Soulscar Mage is the play by our opponent. So probably against Prowess, in fact. So we have two options, and so next turn he can actually deal quite a bit of damage with this. We don't have an Ozolith. We could path it. That probably would be a decent line of play. We could Springleaf Drum this turn and then path it the turn after, while also playing a creature. But that makes us take some damage. That's always the choice. We definitely want to path this guy. Being on the draw like we are, I think we can take it a bit slow. Play these planes and pass the turn. The reason I'm doing this is I really don't want to. I mean, I'm kind of responding to his plays, right? So if I don't want him to have an opportunity to deal me like 7 or 8 damage in one turn. And that's what can happen with the Soulscar Mage, right? He can play, I don't know, a Lava Dog and all those cards. And it seems that he's not going to. I mean, I guess he's just expecting this path. And I'll do it to him. It could be that he was fine to do it if I didn't declare blockers, but come on. Most of the time they will just have it. So does not play anything. Okay, that's Hardened Scales. That's a really good draw. I'm going to play Drums and Scales, 1 damage, but that he didn't have a second creature was really good. And we can play this, and yeah, next turn we get to play Hangarback Walker and we have 2 of the sorry guys, I'm not speaking well. Have 2 counters on it, and we can even play the Ravager, which is pretty nice. Depending on what he's up to. It looks to be this red-white Prowess build that's been becoming more and more popular. Basically what this deck does is they play sort of like burn, but they play these creatures that grow when you have when you cast spells, right? Like Soulscar Mage. And then they just kill you with very big guys, and sometimes the good thing is that they kind of play Veteran Reveler, which is always a bit hard to deal with. So that's kind of nice. Okay, shooting. Okay, he's playing Lurrus, it seems. Medium for us. He doesn't get value out of it unless he has a Mishra's Babel already in play, or already in his, or Seal of Fire. No, Monster Suspect. Okay, so not the end of the world for us. This is not the best Lurrus I've ever seen. We have our own Lurrus waiting to be cast whenever we want. Oh, that's an Inkmoth Nexus. That's a good draw. So he's tapped out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Inkmoth Nexus. I'm sure if this will be, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Inkmoth Nexus, play the Ravager, tap the Ravager, play the Hangarback Walker, and use it on blocking duty. When he blocks, I will sacrifice it, get the counters on the Ravager, and try to go for a kill next turn. Sounds good. I don't want to be blocking with the Ravager and then losing it, or being forced to block with the Ravager. So play the Inkmoth, tap, I will tap for Ravager. And of course it could be making this Ravager a pretty big creature and blocking, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want to, you know, Ravager is a creature where I want the counters to go to. So if I'm blocking with the Ravager and I'm forced to sacrifice something to the Ravager, then it could be he can respond with a ball and kill the Ravager, and then I just lose my whole board. But if I block instead, we're still in good shape. And we have one artifact here. So even if we don't sacrifice it, we get 6, 8, and then we move it's 9. So He's facing down lethal next turn, so we just need to see what his play is, or their play is. And that could make him not be so efficient. Maybe he doesn't want to attack with Lurrus. I don't think he will attack with Lurrus. He will gladly trade. And I don't think he will attack also. They will attack also with Monastery Swift Spear. Of course, this showcases the power of Springleaf Drum, allowing you to play 2 2-drops in turn 3. It's kind of like the Mox Opal era, but without playing bad cards like Darksteel Citadel. So, really nice. Even though these are kind of just no sources. But the path to Exile, killing that Soulscar Mage is really important. I mean, just imagine trying to deal with Soulscar Mage right now. That would be pretty bad. So, let's see what our opponent is up to. He's bolting the Hangarback Walker. I think this is a pretty easy sack, even if he or they decide to use another bolt on the Ravager. Okay. Okay, the 4/4. I don't understand that much, but we don't know what he's up to, so I was expecting him to bolt my Ravager in response, and then I have to sacrifice the Springleaf Drum. Maybe he has a path to Exile. Interesting. I'm just going to block. I'm going to block the Swift Spear only. This way, if he has 2 balls to deal with a Ravager, then I still have 2 sacks, so I don't get blown up. So I'll just sack here. It's 3, I take 3. Of course, I don't think I will go for it against so much open mana. They can have path, they can have lots of things. So, okay, do we get to untap? That's yes. Oh, that's a Ballista. That's super nice. I think the Ballista is yeah, it's a fantastic draw. I think I'm gonna play it for X equals 2. Tapping the top turn, then holding Ancient Series. Yeah. Let's see. Our opponent plays. Response. Okay. They play bolts, they play all sorts of other things. I'm gonna sack both of these just to get the maximum of damage. And then I'm gonna hold on. I don't think he can realistically kill me next turn, right? And me at any time I can sacrifice the Ravager and goes to 9, but I'm not going to do the thing where I sacrifice here and then he bolts the Ballista. We're gonna wait. He taps out for some reason, then we can kill. That kind of forces his hand. Mishra's Bowel, that's okay. Could of course shoot the Lurrus for 2 now and prevent our opponent from recasting it. That's what we're gonna do. Kind of keep the Lurrus down so he doesn't get to draw a million cards and kill us. It's hard for him to pop this because if he does, he taps out. So, and we have our own Lurrus next turn. Should be pretty nice. If we draw a line, we have our own Lurrus plus our own Hangarback. Lava Dart onto the Ballista. Still think we should kill this. Let's do damage to that. Maybe he will respond by bolting or something strange. And then we can stack. We're not interested though on Manamorphose. So he has one card in hand. You can sack the Ravager and move the counters to Ballista before this Manamorphose is off. So he has 2 cards in hand, sorry, and should we go for it? Is he baiting us by doing that? We getting baited. So we can have, he can have a bolt, he can have another Lava Dart, he can have, yeah. I think we should just let this resolve. And they can really kill us with 1/2 spear and 3 mana. Let this resolve. Now basically it means that they need to, yeah, so this here. And I will just target them with it. If they find a way to destroy this, I mean, next turn we also have the Inkmoth kill, and they will only have 1 mana open. So that's of course very nice. Definitely interesting interaction. Is this game 1? Yeah, still game 1. Damn it. Long game. So 3 mana for our opponent. I guess they can chain Manamorphoses and kill us, but I don't think that's... So they Lava Dart us for 1. I guess they kind of feel they have to kill us now. Either doing that. Lava Spikes us. Wow. This for real? We're gonna die. 6/7. There's another land. There's 1 card in hand. Can crush 2, those are cards. Okay. Ball does it. Soulscar Mage. Okay. Wow, man. Okay, that means that he is dead. Or they are dead, because I can put the counters in the Inkmoth and go for a kill. Ooh! Opponent making us sweat it. So he sees our draw. It doesn't really matter. He has no cards in hand, no mana. He will draw a card, but he has no mana. They have no mana to use it. And I don't see any Lava Dart. So he has this single Lava Dart is exiled. So they get to draw a card. I will animate the Inkmoth Nexus. I will sacrifice the Ravager to it. Well, not to it, but yes. And that should seal it. I don't think there's anything our opponent can do to, yeah. Maybe they didn't see this line. I'm not sure, but definitely they went for it, and good idea to go for it. Path to Exile I love in this matchup. Tormod's Crypt can also be really good in this matchup. Niche Claim not really worth it. The rest of cards not really worth it. So, what to cut? I think we're gonna cut the slowest cards and one animation module. Keep the rest of the fast cards in. I don't see a reason to play any of these other cards. Maybe Damping Sphere instead of this, but it also hurts us, so... yeah. I think that's it. We don't have many cards for this matchup either, but so far it looked okay. I think this matchup is the Minded Path to Exile that really helped a lot, and they do help because the only way that they really kill you is by making a big creature and attacking you. And you could see in this game, if we had started by playing the Hardened Scales, taking 1 damage because of that, or the Springleaf Drum actually was, then the turn after we get, let's say, 5 damage easily with a Soul Skirmish. They can just spike Lava Spike our face, Lava Dart us, and then they have a 3-4, and then we basically go to 13 in turn 2, then we would have lost this game. But since we were proactive in getting rid of his creatures, or their creatures, we were able to win the game in the end. Well, this hand though. Circle Serpent hasn't really shined. This hand has everything we need except Ozolith or Hardened Scales. It can block, we can have time, it has Tormod's Crypt. This can block Lurrus and get rid of it. They are mulliganing. So they are mulliganing, and this hand is very medium. It's not a great hand. I think we can take the risk. Since they're mulliganing, we're not going to be behind at all, and we are already behind because we're on the draw, so we can mulligan this. And this hand has a Ravager list. Doesn't have any interaction, but I'm guessing we'll keep it. Put a Worker back. Slightly better, and I mean, in the end of the day, I don't regret mulliganing that hand, because we could have had a much better hand. In this case, we got a pretty similar hand. Maybe a bit better even because we have the Ravager, but it's of course not a fantastic hand where we have either Path to Exile or Hardened Scales, which are the cards that we are looking for. Also not willing to go to 5 so much in this matchup. That's an Ozolith. That's a great draw. I'm gonna start playing. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna start playing the Pendelhaven. Cast the Ozolith. Pass the turn. A much better against Soulscar Mage than it is against Master Spear. We're a bit in the same position we were in turn 1, game 1, but we had no option this game to kind of try to get rid of this Swift Spear. So we'll need to make do with it, basically, as we go. Opponent, one of the few players taking longer than us to make our decisions, so he's only tagging us for 1, then I'm pretty happy. Okay, it's an Inkmoth Nexus. That's good. So I'm thinking I will play the Worker and put the counters on the Inkmoth Nexus. And it actually, the Worker can actually dodge some of the stuff with the Pendelhaven, so yeah. That sounds like a play. I mean, I guess we're not making the most powerful plays, but we're trying to give ourselves a chance, right? And this was a very fast resolution, so I'm guessing they have nothing. The best chance we have probably this game is to try to kill them by means of an Inkmoth, or try to make the game a bit long. I would like to draw another white source so we can cast Lurrus turn 4 and bringing back the Worker. And kind of try to make it a game that is not so much about our life total, but more about the cards. So our opponent's spending a Lava Dart now on the Worker. I think it's pretty worth it to actually Pendelhaven it And then if they wanna use a bolt on the worker, then we're fine with that. We lose a counter, but they use 2 spells to destroy a creature. So they have Lightning Bolt on it. That is really perfect. I don't mind losing a counter and having them lose so much. So Pendelhaven, definitely one of the best utility lands you can have. It taps for green, and it does wonders against Lava Dart and other cards like this. So yeah, we'll take 3 damage, but he only has 3. They only have 3 cards left in hand. I didn't see a land yet played by them, so it looks like they don't have it. So that's good for us. Okay, that's a Thicket. I mean, I'm I think I'm pretty happy playing Ballista for X equals 2, X equals 1, and shooting down the Monastery Spear. Although they can actually Lava Dart it to prevent that from happening. So probably not the best. What if instead we play Ravager? That would remove the counter. You can always Lava Dart. But I mean, if they Lava Dart, they have 1 land left. They have 1 land left. That's really bad. And next turn we have to get the worker back with 1 land. I mean, that's not very strong. And this is the best line. Assuming could also play a Ravager, move the counters to 2/2. Next turn, Lurrus back the worker, and then from there we should be pretty much in control of the game. I'm not even sure if I will move the counter. I think I will. Kind of doubles the counters to put on the Inkmoth. Could also just leave this up so they think we have path to exile. Okay, I think I'm gonna play the Ravager this turn. Okay, so they were not interested at all in. I mean, I'm not gonna block. Not going to block. He could Lava Dart the Pendelhaven. I mean the Inkmoth Nexus. That could be bad. So that's a land. They just draw it. Let's see what they do. So I guess they're looking for a mountain, and then they'll cast something. Maybe Lurrus. If they cast Lurrus, I'm very happy. That looks like Lurrus. Okay, Lurrus of the Dream then has been played. It's nothing to return unless he has a Mishra's Bubble. Springleaf Drum. So we can make cast a Ballista for X equals 2. Then we can give it 2 counters, 2 more counters, so we can give it a ton of counters. It's probably good enough, right? Shoot these 2 down. Next turn we can recast a Ravager. Yeah, that's a good draw. That's a good play. So I'll get the Phyrexia score down. Play Springleaf Drum. No point I will have a 1 land, 1. Yeah, so 1 toughness creature. So that means that we are safe. Yeah, So Ballista for X equals 2. Ravager will sacrifice the Springleaf Drum. Has done its function. We have another white source here. So I'll sacrifice the Ravager to itself. Move it to counters. Always say, always yes, always yield. Yeah, next turn we can get the Ravager back, which is super powerful. And move to combat. Put the counters on the Ballista. Say yes. Shoot our friend down. Shoots Lurrus down. Shoot Master Spear down. Maybe Lava Dart? No. Okay. This is good. This was a good turn, definitely. They don't have 4 cards left. They don't have Lurrus anymore. We have Lurrus next turn. They can bring back a Ravager or a Worker, probably a Ravager. And from there, I think we should be in sort of firm control. I'm guessing they will bolt the Lurrus, but that's sort of okay. Now they're Ozolith. Okay. So, play Brushland. Checker. No, I hate playing this land pre-combat. They can bolt it plus. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack first, get Lurrus down, and get Ravager back. Actually, I don't know. I said before this leak in my head, I didn't say it, but I said in my head, always need to count the Inkmoth Nexus skills, and I did not do that last turn. So we're attacking for 4. We also need to win the game. Eventually, they have enough balls in their deck, I think, to beat us. So I'm gonna cast this for yeah. Get the Lurrus in play. We're gonna cast the Ravager. And they can respond by killing the Lurrus, but that's not a big deal. And yeah, I'll pass the turn from here. They did not use their mana at all last turn, which is a bit concerning for them, I guess. Allow us to spike us. We go down to 11. They're out of the stage. Now allow spike and wear and tear. I'm not gonna do it, I think, unless I have another land. Allow spike us again. This will be lethal next turn because we can sack here, put the we can get a quite big Ballista next turn. I just got a peanut butter jar. That feels good, man. So okay, they're just gonna see it. Super, we won. 2-on-2. Okay, we so far only beat Lurrus burn decks. So anyway, I'll be right back.